Well, hello everybody and welcome. Thanks for watching. Today's topic, the albums that Leo the DJ played the last time we got together to play poker. Now, it's post-election day, and let's have one day where hopefully we can put most of the politics behind us and out of our brain for a minute because the election took place and it's finished. And let's just kind of breathe and enjoy a video about music albums. Okay, so me and the boys got together, last chip poker group, and we played poker. Beginning of fall was our game. I haven't posted this video yet for a while because, as you know, the Dodgers got into the playoffs, and then the Dodgers got into the World Series, and those became my video priorities. Everything else fell by the wayside. You know, it's weird. Sometimes I have like a month will go by and I just can't think of a good idea to make a video. And now I have a list like this long of videos to make. So let's get started and get going with this one. This is Leo the DJ, who we are so happy to have him come and go through my album collection, and then he curates the music for the night. Some people would discount it as if it's not that important, but I'm a big believer in the music soundtrack in the background, keeping the game running smoothly, everybody happy, and everybody digging a nice eclectic mix of tunes. That's part of the party that I try to present when we get together to play poker. And Leo helps me out with that by choosing the albums for the night. Here we go. The first album Leo got us started with is Tower of Power, the self-titled third album, not debut album. Most people, if they're going to name an album after their band, it's the debut album. For whatever reason, Tower of Power named their third album Tower of Power, which isn't here nor there in terms of the good stuff on this album. Great late 70s funk, jazz, rock, soul, dance, all thrown into one big, powerful Northern California black, brown, white soul brother mix in the band. Great band, Tower of Power. This album came out like 1973. Here are some of the cuts that are on this album. Look at this. They're at the height of their powers here. What is hip? This time it's real. So very hard to go. Soul vaccination. Just big song after quality 70s soul rock combo genre right here. Love it. That was a great album for Leo to start us off with. Next up, we stayed in the 70s, but we backed up a little bit and we got the T-Rex album. This great, many of you know, rock classic. So Leo took us from, you know, the Western California vibe rock to the 70s glam rock of T-Rex, Mark Bolan, and Exploding, the glam rock explosion. Great guitar work here. This was a great album to follow up with. Next, what did Leo hit us with? Katie Lied, Steely Dan, great. What is this? Kind of like that prog rock, jazzy kind of vibe. Very smooth, very mellow. You can still play cards in the background and enjoy a good album that doesn't overpower you. So this one hit just about right. You know, third album of the night. The game is starting to get warm. People are starting to get the vibe and get into playing, and not so much talking amongst themselves, but focusing a little bit more on the game itself. And so this is a good album to, you know, kind of play in the background and give you some good vibes. Then Leo woke us back up with the Tubes. Great album. This one came out of nowhere. I have this album. I had it way back in the day, and uh, I had to replace it, and so this is my replacement copy. And I have it for posterity, but I very rarely play it. Um, but Leo pulled it out and dropped it on poker night, and this was a great, very funky, eclectic. Got us talking around the table about the Tubes and the times that we saw them in concert. I saw the Tubes. I was kind of, I knew a little bit about White Punks on Dope. I knew that from Album Rock, and it was like probably 78, 79 or so. Um, when I saw them in concert, could have been 1980 possibly. It was before She's a Beauty and the follow-up albums there where they started getting big. They caught on with that She's a Beauty song, but it was right before that. Anyway, I saw the Tubes, and they were one of the top great rock opera show bands that I've ever seen. Nailed the music, goes without saying. Fee Waybill, great on vocals, very theatrical. They had choreography, they had costume changes, they had themes on their songs. Blew my mind. I had never seen rock opera on stage before me, as like, an actual performance was playing out, not just sitting there and rocking out to music. It amazed me and blew me away. So I was very happy to hear this Tubes album that night. Very good stuff. And I even forgot how they have like there's like a mariachi tinged song in here that just blew my mind, blew the minds of the guys on it. But let me see if I can find. Oh, What Do You Want from Life is on here. That was big. That was on the radio at the time. And so I think that was one reason we went to see them. And White Punks on Dope is here. Here it is. What is it? Malabuena Salerosa. Malabuena Salerosa. That's like a hybrid rock and roll mariachi Mexican tune blend. That was crazy and somehow works because the Tubes know how to make good music. That was a great surprise album to come out of nowhere. Okay, so we went from funky rock and roll to straight up funky. Next, Leo spun for us greatest hits of Sly and the Family Stone. This was very cool. So we did a lot of early rock, apparently. We did a lot of early 70s, mid 70s music that night. So Sly and the Family Stone, greatest hits. I don't have to tell you what the greatest hits are. Imagine one of those songs. It's on here. Good album. Great. Then we went into Cheap Trick. Dropped us on here. Again, still kind of saying in that mid 70s, early 70s vibe. More of a purish, popish, rock and rollish kind of thing that was happening with Cheap Trick back then. Good stuff, good guitar music, lovely album to drop. 2 albums to go. Poker Game starts winding down, start to get toward the last third of the game, and we drop Pink Floyd, Animals. This is my copy, the remix. And I think it's a half-speed remaster. Love this album. Maybe it's my favorite Pink Floyd album of all. So this was an amazing album to drop that night. Finally, we close out last album that we played. Finish strong. Rolling Stones. Love Ya Live. Andy Warhol, I think, did the cover here, and it's a double album. A lot of people, for whatever reason, a lot of people in the Rolling Stones community like to bash the Rolling Stones live albums, like they have maybe only one. Get Your Yah-Yahs Out, and that's the only one, and everything else sucks. I don't buy into that theory because, I'm just that diehard that I love almost everything the Stones put out. And I love pretty much all of their live albums, except for the ones that are just so, like totally bootleg, 10 times ripped off, sound quality horrible, that it does nothing for me because I can't hear much. But this is pretty good. Early Stones, great stuff here. Rumor has it that Mick and Keith could not agree on what songs should go on this edited album. So, in a compromise, that's why it ends up becoming a double album. One album is Mix, and one album being Keith's picks. I haven't seen anything to definitively tell me which Stone is behind which disc, but it doesn't matter. To me, the story is just good enough that one guy curated one disc and one guy curated the other, and then it's just fun to speculate on which guy I think curated which disc. All right, so there we go. There's the albums of Last Chip Poker, last time we got together to play. Hoping to get the boys around the table again for a winter game. There goes my dog barking. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Really. Post-election, peace.